Hello and welcome back to the SNHU Esports Arena. My name is Sholey, joined here with Minecraft Kid 72 Madav. How are we doing today? Got some Valorant.
Yeah, we are back with some Valorant. I am doing great today. How are you today, Shane?
I'm fantastic. I'm excited to get into another week here, starting off, of course, with Valorant every week. First thing we get right out of the way immediately. It's always such a treat to have up first.
Right.
It is worth noting, like we were talking about beforehand. Harbor is enabled
Yeah,
in game.
he is.
Debatable whether or not we'll see him. It's
Yeah.
looking unlikely. But we've got a game tonight. Blue versus Ontario Tech Royals should be an interesting matchup for sure, especially as we get started off with Haven up first. Looking at our map order coming up, it's looking pretty familiar. Although we do have Haven into Breeze into Ascent. So we've got a wild card in there. Breeze is definitely an interesting map, a little bit of an unpopular map, but one that we have not seen on stream too much at all.
Right. No, Breeze is definitely one of those maps that is very open. It's going to be a lot of those long-range fights. We're going to see a lot of Vandal usage, a lot of strategic plays to play against. Yeah, what to do with your economy, and everything. Because most of the time, it is mostly a Vandal buy. There's not a lot of guns that you can really use to really spray across the map for Breeze.
Yeah, it's a very much a long-range game, but let's get into Haven while we're here. This is also a map that we have seen a ton, pretty much all semester SNHU have been kind of trying to force that Haven, Ascent, Bind, those three maps coming out, and it's been working out pretty great for them so far. I mean, definitely three maps they're very comfortable on, and I think kind of restricting their map pool down a little bit to the three very fundamental maps is going to do a lot of work for them in this season. Definitely has so far, but looking at Haven, this is one that very much they've got a lot of practice on right now. So we're interested to see, looking at these team compositions, how are we feeling a little bit about what's going on here?
Well, we don't see any harbors and
That's so sad. So
into the
sad.
game right away. But we're stacked with our normal team composition that we normally have. We have our informations, our duelists, and of course our smokers.
Ooh.
And right now Hilton is starting to peek out of garage, maybe trying to get a fight going on here.
Taking some heavy damage there. C-Dub's not able to win at that gunfight against Nurture as they start to break into B-side here as SNHU. You're going to have to be trying to play the retake as Ontario Tech go ahead and get entrenched, get cozy, kick their feet up a little bit, and get this spike planted. SNHU now starting to move up onto the site. Hilton moving forward, spraying through the smoke, just fired a quick little stray shot. Almost finding it, landing right into Nurture, who is so low. Saint's going to find a spray on Ty through that smoke, and now Agron spraying through finds Saint, but Rice coming from behind is going to take down Hilton. Coffee, Agron, they're trying to hold their ground, but Flowery comes through and finds two to close out the round. That's Ontario Tech, who are going to get started off in this half with the pistol round.
Yeah, especially since they were smoked off there, they're really able to kind of come back from all different angles. Pushing up from garage, they're really easy. They were really able to take that site back in control. Now they are gonna have this buy here. They are gonna have more economy. They're gonna have the force. This is gonna put Ontario Tech in the higher chance that they're gonna win. There is still the off chance that they could lose, but technically this is a round that they're not supposed to lose. Especially with the gun advantage, but yeah.
Yeah, very much skewed into their favor here with the range advantage that they'll have. A lot of these points. C-Dubs here eating a lot of utility, forced to run back nearsighted. Doesn't have a lot of info. He's about to run into Nurture here in a second. Isn't able to get any damage out. Actually just skimming the shields a little bit as Saint is going to pick up that kill. Coffee running with a short. He's going to find one. Get that gun upgrade, but it's not good for much as Saint finds 4 kills. It's just Hilton left, and at the moment, Ontario State seem like they are firing on all cylinders right now. Hilton is good to find that one there, pick up this gun upgrade, but he's going to run into Saint just a second to stop him from getting that ace. Now a 1 versus 2. Hilton hanging on spots. Flowery there up high. With the dark cover coming out, going to block him away. This timer is running down faster and faster. Hilton's got to make a move soon. That aftershock coming through means there's a double peek lined up right for him, and Flowery is going to secure that round for Ontario Tech 2-0. SNHU are going to get to buy up some rifles.
Yeah, now being able to have that economy, SNHU is going to be able to, kind of play the game that Ontario Tech have been playing with them. They are going to get these Vandals, and Ontario does have to really has to light buy or go for a bonus here, because that's all they can really do. I mean, right now we are seeing a Hero Vandal coming out here, and hopefully they may be able to get some usage off of that.
Yeah, interesting to see that one coming out. For Ontario Tech, they're mostly going to be trying to play around that. They had a lot of players die last round. They do need a little bit of extra firepower here. Agron Pushing up, about to make contact with this Boombot, will end up destroying it. The Prowler comes through, and Flowery now peeking it. Agron popping that dash, ready to use it whenever. Will be able to escape, get out of short as Ontario Tech begin to push up. OTSU just holding their ground. That Paranoia coming through, forcing Agron back even further. The paint shell's going out, just trying to secure some space right here, stop them from pushing up into that corner. But Ty is going to get pushed out of the corner by these paint shells and immediately run to the other team, but is saved by a flash there. Double flash going to blind 2 of Ontario Tech, and they're starting to back off now.
Yeah, I mean, we saw on the map that actually the spike was really left in the back. You know, they weren't really committed to that full push, and now it looks like they're doing a full map rotation to C site here as they start to push up. Their chamber is very close to Coffee right now, and that is going to catch them off guard, unfortunately. But as SNHU rotates back, they are going to have full site control here, and that's going to put them in a good spot as most of them really start to go back towards C long.
This is a fantastic plant for Ontario right now. SNHU, I mean, they have the guns, right? This is a bonus round for Ontario Tech. One that SNHU are skewed to win, but this is a great plant for Ontario Tech. Agron's going to open things up with a double kill, though, and that could potentially turn things around right here as he peeks again, finds a third, looking for a fourth. C-Dub's going to be able to secure that one, and there's still one player left. Scott Flyboy off on the side just has the Sheriff left, and C-Dub's going to be able to clean things up. Finish out this round. SNHU going to take their first round in this map so far, 2-1. As predicted, you know, this is how the economy kind of flows, but for SNHU, this is a chance to really get back into the game.
Yeah, you know, a great round for SNHU. We did see a Nightfall ultimate come out from Fade there. Unfortunately, they did not get any, and really a lot of usage off of that. They did not near sight, but they halved their health by a little bit.
The decay. And
yeah,
the
decay
too.
Yeah. But it didn't seem like it did too much there. Maybe they tried to slow push, but it wasn't exactly I think it went as planned. But SNHU now in a very good spot. If they are able to get this next round here, they are going to be really head up in economy, and this is how they're going to be able to get that moving ball that we talk about every stream for SNHU.
C-Dub's an interesting position right there, lining things up for a short. Ontario Tech are mostly just playing default right now, just spreading out, waiting for opportunity to arise. Going to take out that Haunt as it appears on C, and Hilton just slow peeking out. It's going to take down Rice. That's a player down for Ontario Tech right away. It means they just have that much less options to work with here. Things are getting a little bit more claustrophobic for them, especially as Agron and Ty find 2.
Yeah, they really started to push up there. You know, SNHU really started to get impatient. They wanted to get this round over. They are pushing up, and we see Hilton really right now coming very close. Insane. He is able to get that headshot right away. It's only one player left on Ontario Tech, and that is their breach. They really start to push up. He's getting cornered. They're coming from all angles. They are able to get C-Dubs, though, and Hilton just finishes the round off for SNHU.
Yeah, really aggressive positioning right there. We saw Hilton knew exactly where that final player was and just wrapped around him, ensured that there was no way he was winning out on that gunfight, getting double peaked right there. For SNHU, they have just taken their second round in a row, and for Ontario Tech, they're not going to have a lot of money to really work with here. They're going to be looking at a pretty light buy. Was looking at a Bucky for a second, but it looks like they might go even lower than that and just hold on to the pistols. Maybe some SMGs.
Yeah, some stingers buys.
They're thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, they do have some money. They're not. I don't think they're gonna go too overly broke. They're trying to save up for that 4,000 credit mark. You know, really just having enough for next round. And it seems like that's what it's gonna be. Agron really peeking this angle here, trying to be aggressive as possible. That smoke's gonna come off. Really gonna give a lot of area. Not a lot of area, but it's gonna block off a line of sight for Ontario.
Ty, look at this. He is so aggressive right now in Flowery. Got to slow peek into him. Ty's gonna be able to pick up that kill for free and just start to back out now. Already see Nurture running up, though, and he's just going to run and gun, take that one out, too. Now 2 down for Ontario Tech, and that Boombot's going to go out, just secure even more space for Ty, make him feel even more safe as the rest of his team start to cover his 6. Running up behind him now, SNHU taking a pretty dominating chunk of the map so far.
Yeah, SNHU really coming really forward here. Hilton and Coffee really able to take out 2 of them, as well as C-Dubs. The breach jumping up right at the wrong moment, and that is going to be another round for them. Really aggressive plays from SNHU. You know, they are pushing up on that through A short, A long, that A lobby area. You know, Ty and Agron both have been very, you know, very aggressive in that area, and it's worked out very well for them. But at that same time, it could be something that Ontario Tech could be predicting in the next future rounds. So they do have to keep a mind of that as well.
This is something you see a lot with SNHU Blue in particular, is very much starting off games in a kind of feast or famine play style is very much what they like to do. Kind of see, size up their opponent first off at the start of the game, figure out how much they really have to respect before they can, really solidify their game plan here. And sometimes it works out pretty well for them, like it is in this current match right now. Rice here in this dark cover could find himself looking right at Ty in a second, but Agron holding down mid. It's going to be Ontario Tech who are taking a lot of mid control here, but Agron's going to find that first pick, and that's Spike down as well. That's pretty big for SNHU. A lot of information here, and they're going to find another kill as Coffee takes down Scott.
Coffee also getting one more. Nurture taking two of SNHU's team members, but Coffee coming back from behind. It is going to be all down to Nurture right now. He knows that he's in garage right now, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to pick up that kill. Agron and the Rays both have him cornered right now. They know where they are, and Nurture does not have Spike, but Agron is gonna try to get just a little split off of his elbow there, and he tries to make, I don't know what I'm really saying. He tried to get the shot, or Ty went out, or Nurture went out, and Ty got the kill.
Nurture found 3 kills in that round.
Yeah.
So if he wanted to try and take that all the way, he'd have to try and pull out an ace. Definitely not an easy thing to do, but held it up as well as he could. SNHU, though, are just continuing down on the warpath right now, 4 rounds in a row, and no sign of that really stopping soon as Ontario Tech are still looking like they're in a weird place in terms of funds. They can't really afford a full buy. They could half buy. They could try and force something here. Looks like they might buy up some SMGs. Not really a spot where you're going to be really satisfied with anything you can purchase.
Yeah, it looks like a light buy is really going to be coming out from him. But Agron getting an early peek here as he starts to satchel in. Really getting that first kill, really setting the tone here. But Ontario Tech is going to rush very straight into A here, really coming out really fast. Scott able to get a kill on Agron and Hilton. And Flowery also able to pick up one more, and it's only leaving 2 for SNHU. Coffee in a sticky situation here is able to teleport out before they can do any more damage to him. This
is suddenly turned around very heavily for Ontario Tech here. They've got a lot of guns to work with now, taking them off of the hands of SNHU, relieving them of a little bit of that. Coffee TPing out onto site right now, right in front of Scott will be able to take that fight, but Rice with the Tour de Force is going to be able to finish off that kill. It's just C-Dubs left in a 1 versus 3 situation. We'll see. It looks like he does want to try and play this, but Rice is going to find another kill, and that's a thrifty round from Ontario. That's a pretty big upset. Yeah, I mean, they did only have those the light by SMGs there, but with the amount of usage of their utility, they were able to secure that round. And the way they kind of all just rushed, A short, they didn't. I don't think one of them even went long. All of them kind of just went short at the same time, and that really caught, I think, Agron and whoever else was holding ASAT at the time was really off guard. And I think that's how they're able to really get most of the site. And their utility usage, the Breach ultimate and the Chamber ultimate as well, really able to kind of replace those Vandals for another gun there. I was just about to say the ult usage in that round was peak for Ontario. Really smartly done. But now we'll see them immediately start to spearhead up here in the mid. The showstopper coming out, and that means Hilton is also leaving. Agron's going to shut that down, end the party early as Nurture ends up falling here. Rice going to go over to peek into Ty. The ping does come out. They do know where he is. They called him out. Ty knows that. He's going to start to back off here. Coffee's in an interesting spot, though. He's got 2 people right next to him on the other side of this wall. We see Rice still holding this. That Boombot going to clear that angle, force him back. Coffee's able to find 1, not able to find 2, though. Flowery trading that one out. OTSU are still at a disadvantage, though. It's 2 to 4. And actually, Rice going to start to even up the odds a little bit. But immediately, C-Dubs is going to neutralize that lead and find a second kill while he's at it, taking down Flowery. SNHU stabilizing it a little bit, saying, Ontario, that last round you took, that was just a fluke. We're right back on it. Yeah, no, Ontario Tech, really, that Raze ultimate was something else. They really started to go a full push towards B, did not clear it all the way, kind of pushed through that smoke there, hoping to really get a pick on someone or someone else who was holding it. But as soon as he got shot right down, Ontario Tech decided, like, all right, maybe we don't go here, and they started to kind of rotate around, but I don't think they were really able to get a strong point anywhere. They did know that Ty was flanking that one time, so it's something that they can expect in future rounds, and it's definitely a good play to flank, but I don't know if it's something to do it all the time. Agron right now just getting a little peek of Nurture right now as he starts to try and get a kill here, but unfortunately he's gonna miss his shot. Blinds are coming out as well as an Omen ultimate as well, but he does cancel it. Coffee able to pick up 2 right now as being deafened, pushing up, TPing away, really trying to reposition here. He is gonna find that chamber as well.
As his HP comes back from this decay, he's going to be left at 30 HP, and he's not going to do a lot more. Flowery is going to pick him off there, but Hilton is going to trade him right back out, and it's all down to Saint. And the Breach ultimate and the Prowler's coming out. There's not a lot of space where he can go to, and just like that, it is 6-3 for SNHU Blue, really holding up, you know, this you know, the ball that we're talking about, the big spiraling ball that they're going down.
Getting that momentum going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at their economy. Like, it's so high.
And I mean, really, SNHU there, we saw, at the end of that round in particular, we saw some great utility usage, which really kind of finished up that round in a very clean way, you know, very much what you kind of would expect from a team that's winning. But really what won that round there was Coffee. Coffee found that triple right away and just completely shut down the push from Ontario. And that was so huge for them in that round, gave them so much information. And at that point, you know, once you start to push a site and you lose 3 people, well, you've already committed a lot of resources to this. You know, you might as well keep going. You can try and pull back, maybe try and go somewhere else on the map, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a, you know, kind of a losing game no matter what play you decide to make there. And so Coffee finding those opening picks immediately was so big for that team.
Right, no, definitely. I mean, most of SNHU's rounds right now, I feel like, are mostly by eliminations instead of a bomb defuse or any planting. Or we're defending, right?
Yeah, I think so. It just looks like team deathmatch out there to me.
Chamber's face right now is gonna bring us right back into stream here, but yeah, no, really, we're doing a lot on eliminations. You can see right now the last 5 rounds have all been eliminations for that one defuse. That's really all it's been. It hasn't been a lot of bomb planage or any post planning, you know, things going on. It's just all eliminations.
Coffee's going to get concussed here, starting to back up a little bit. The paranoia going out. He's going to hit quite a few as they start to run in, but Rice, unblinded, is going to be able to pick up that kill onto Coffee while the rest of his team push onto site and completely take control. A very, very fast push, but C-Dub's going to take down Rice, going to take down Nurture, going to take down Scott.
Oh, my.
We'll see if Flowery's next up on the chopping block as the Nightfall comes out. They start to move into the site, but Hilton's called his utility out. Flowery's going to pick up that kill. C-Dubs takes down Saint. It's just this last player left. Agron misses that shot, but Flowery's so low health is classic. Might be able to take it. Catches him mid-TP, not able to finish off that kill. It's a 1 versus 1. Agron's just got the pistol to work with, and he goes, just draws an outline around him with that right-click. Flowery clutching that round with 4 kills. That's huge.
No, Ontario Tech so recently has been really pushing out onto sides just by like a full push. They haven't done a lot of split pushes. They've kind of been going all at once, and so far it seems to be really working in their favor. We saw that on A site, and now we've seen it on C site. One can only assume that they might do it on B site, but this push that they've been doing has been really working out in their favor, I would say. Unfortunately, C-Dubs did get 4 kills there, but just weren't able to finish up that last one. But I mean, it happens. Yeah, it's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Flowery also found 4 kills of his own right there. So popping off just the same, but Ty going to find an opening pick with those paint shells, but Flowery trades it right back out. Hilton trying to just run back, stay alive. His Haunt not going to get any information here as Hilton gets pushed out of this dark cover. Fortunately for him, Ontario haven't pushed out yet, and he can start to actually go back, lurk into the smoke. Going to run into Rice here, catches him with his utility out, throws at the rendezvous, and gets punished for it as Hilton picks up that op. Now looking to just hold pretty comfortably here in short. Pretty good position to be in. He knows Nurture's close. He knows he's got to be in this corner. C-Dub's going to be the one to pick up that kill, though. You see that Omen will come out, and Hilton will end up going down. Scott picks up a double kill there. It's just Agron left. He's got the Blade Storm to work with. Gets concussed, though. And just does not have enough options to work with there. Scott finds 4 kills again. This game seemingly is being won and lost by people just going on killing sprees.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, Ontario Tech really pushing up all at once, really kind of just rushing SNHU, really catching off guard. You know, they're not really giving them a chance to really stop and take a breather. They're pushing as hard as they can. We saw that Omen ultimate there, really catching our Fade, Hilton, off guard, and you know, I think Ontario Tech has been using their utility very well, especially their ultimates. I feel like their ultimates have been a very strong and powerful thing that they're using, and that's what's winning them the rounds over anything, I feel.
Yeah, the usage of their abilities and also just how they're using their ultimates is, like you said, such a key part of the playstyle here. Coffee going to find a nice pick there onto Nurture, trying to hold down B site, but Flowery's going to be the one to shut that down. Rice holding this angle right here. Will be able to find one. Takes down Ty. Blast packing through, but Hilton's going to trade him out there. Not quite ready for that. He finds one more. That's spiked down, but Scott's going to even the odds a little bit here. It's just C-Dubs left. a 1 versus 2.
Wait, I don't know if we're seeing a visual glitch right now. His knife is extremely small in his hands.
He's just, that's all he needs.
So like a little pencil as he's running. But right now it is just gonna be C-Dubs. He does have full HP. He does not have his regular E ability, but he does have both of his blinds as well as his concussion. But Ontario Tech at the same time also has Breach's ultimate, and I don't think they're expecting a flank right now. He's gonna be able to get that kill on Sane. That ultimate coming out, like we said before, gonna try his best to get that kill, but unfortunately Scoffly is just gonna walk right back out and shut him right back down.
Interesting usage of his ultimate there. I mean, it was the last round in the half. Why not? Why not spend it to even the odds here? 6-6. That's the best that half could have gone for Ontario. We saw in SNHU they secured that 6-point spot there with 3 rounds left in the half. Ontario, they really pulled out all the stops there at the end of that half to even things up, and now things are looking a little bit more neck and neck than it might have seemed like it was just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think Ontario just really figured out where SNHU's players were playing, and they were able to push the sites that they only had one defender or not as fast as to rotate on. But right now we're seeing from SNHU Blue really all going towards that seaside area. We're not getting any lurkers or anybody that's going to try and catch anybody on the flank. You think Ontario Tech would flank after we've been flanking all last game, so.
Interestingly enough, I think that these team compositions really, I mean, this is the half that both these guys are definitely playing for, and Hilton finds a pick right there onto Saint. C-Dub's going to finish off Flowery there, and now the rest of Ontario are just off-site. Have to try and play retake here, but now C-Dub's running into Nurture here. Flash coming out, they push forward, but Nurture finds that kill onto C-Dub's. Coffee just traded out, but he's only got 5 health left. It's okay, though. Agrin is going to even things up here. And like I was saying, these team compositions, this is absolutely the side they want to be on right now. Right. SNHU, they've got the Jet on attack, and OTSU, they've got the Chamber on defense. This is exactly what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, I mean, it really all the agents really line up here, but you know, I think the Jet on attack is one of the best things, because especially she can dash into her cover, and that just makes more angles for the defenders to really hold with. But at the same time, there is that chamber trip that can also slow them down. But as long as as the rest of the agents are able to play their character well, and you know, really able to get the most out of their usage and their ability, I don't think it really matters so much. And as I'm saying that, Rise using his headshotter here, his Sheriff really pushing up, trying to get that kill, and he does. Coffee as well, getting a forward push from Flowery here. We see Ontario Tech really coming out here, getting really aggressive, wanting to get this pistol round over with. Coffee as well, also to pick up another on Saint. Hilton is maybe able to catch 2 here, and he does not, unfortunately. Coffee Boy is going to put him right back down. They really start to push up here, you know. You know, SNHU kind of has to fall a little bit back, you know, kind of rethink where they're going. Ty's gonna get full flash here, but Coffee's gonna help him right back out. And now it's only down to their chamber. He is right in grass, and you know, he gets sprayed from like 3 different people, so there's not a lot of high chance he's gonna survive that. But SNHU really taking it back, you know, taking one more round for the team.
And now for SNHU, they got their first 2 rounds. It's very, very fortunate for them that they did not drop that second round there. We've seen plenty of times here on stream teams will win the pistol round and then lose the next round, and it just upsets the economy for the rest of the half. It's such an awkward way to kind of play. So fortunately for SNHU, this is going to be a much more comfortable kind of half here with this lead that they've built up early on, though they will have a slight gun disadvantage here playing into Ontario, but it looks like SNHU are going to have 3 rifles anyway, so this gun difference will be very, very small. Nice little payoff from SNHU, having a very, very nice, clean few rounds. But Rice is going to pick up Hilton there. Ty comes on over and trades it out.
As he really start to push up, we see Agrin with that jet dash I was talking about before, really pushing up, getting a lot of sight. Really get to see Flowery, unfortunately not, but Flowery is able to get 2 of SNHU's members there, now making it a 2v3. You know, SNHU kind of has to play play for picks. We do have 1 flanking and 2 really pushing out from CT here. They're getting pinched, but C-Dubs is able to put in the work and get Scott here. It is all down to Agrin. He is going to be able to get that kill and say as soon as he turns around, unfortunately the crosshair is not in the right spot, and Nurture is going to put him right back down, and he is going to get the round for Ontario Tech.
Tough situation to be in there. Just getting picked from 2 separate angles. You saw, he knew it was going to happen. We saw the flick come out before Ontario even started shooting, before Nurture could get his rounds out. Agrin is already flicking, but it was too little, too late in Nurture. Ontario, they were able to close out that round there. It was a round that, you know, they were kind of skewed to win, but SNHU did spend a lot of money on that round. They bought 3 rifles there instead of playing like a full bonus round, and because of that, you'll see they're in a little bit of an awkward spot right now. where they kind of have to half-save here. They've got 2 rifles, an eco rifle to really work with. Ontario aren't really in a super great fashion either, though. They had a lot of players die, and so both teams are going to be kind of at a weird midway point for their economy.
Most definitely. We see those Spectres coming out once again. You know, really, that's a really rapid-fire gun, getting hopefully a lot of damage. But as we're seeing right now, SNHU really pushing up here, trying to get a lot of A-side control, and that's exactly what happens. We see their breach really backing off. They are able to get a lot of, you know, again, a lot of space. That paint shell is going to try and get anybody out of heaven out of there immediately. And that's exactly what happens. But we do see their chamber right now really starting to get on this flank. But Omen blind coming out. Ontario Tech is going to push out as much as they can all at once. Coffee is able to pick up one. Rice able to get a kill on C-Dub. So much is happening right now. It's all down to Agrin. He gets full blind, unfortunately. But and he's going to jump right down from heaven. And he's going to, you know, he's just going to pistol him to death. That's exactly what happens.
It's a tough spot to be in once again, that 1 versus 3, when they just have so much utility. You know, they've got Omen, they've got Breach to work with. There's not a lot you can do in situations like that where they know exactly where you are. You really got to try and play around, you know, the information they don't have, and unfortunately was not an option for them. They're SNHU now looking like they're probably going to have to actually save this round instead of forcing up here. I think their time has finally come where they will just be rocking the sidearms here, while Ontario will finally have a little bit more of a traditional buy here. We'll see Rice foregoing that rifle in exchange for that tour de force.
Most definitely. I wanted to, one thing I wanted to point out is that Omen blind there was really, really effective last round. That was really able. It was a really good blind. They were really to get a lot of control off of that and really able to retake. But right now, SNHU Blue kind of crawling out towards A side here, trying to peek but not over peek at the same time. They know Ontario has rifles. They don't want to peek something that, you know, an operator or, again, chamber TP, or not TP, ultimate. Also coming out, we did hear the voice line, and that's exactly what happens. Rice is really able to just shut Ty down as he tries to maybe get a pick or really try to push up here. But SNHU Blue really changing positions, starting to push up more on the B side.
They start to break through here. They are going to get spotted by that trademark. As it pops, the whole team knows what's going on. The spike goes down. The Rolling Thunder goes through and actually interrupts the spike plant. That is such good timing from Ontario there. They've completely forced SNHU off of the point right here. And Coffee peeking forward here won't be able to find that kill onto Saint. Agrin is good for 1, though. Able to pick up that opening kill with the blade, but Nurture is going to trade that one right back out. And things are slowly spiraling out of control for SNHU. They've only got 2 players left compared to Ontario's 4, but now it's a 1-on-1. C-Dubs only has 3 health, though. He does not have very much gas in the tank to work with. And just going to be 1 shot from Rice. It was a headshot, but it didn't need to be. Ontario going to close out this round, now gaining the lead here, 9-3 or 9-8. It's been a while since they've had the lead.
Yeah, I know, definitely. SNHU really getting the most out of their work here. You know, them not really having a big rifle buy, having to save here, and still being able to knock down 4 of their team members is gonna still put. It's not gonna knock them down completely, but in terms of economy, that is gonna set them back a little bit. They are gonna be able to still buy Vandals and Phantoms, but regardless, they were able to put up a good fight even with the sidearms that they had. You know, it really says how much that they've been practicing, how much they've been working for. But at that same time, Ontario Tech was still able to win out that round.
SNHU now starting kind of leaning over towards A site here. That Prowler going to fly on up. Agrin's going to reveal a little bit of info by taking it out, but it's nothing that Ontario didn't already know. A lot of damage from those paint shells, but the decay coming through is going to bring back some of that health. A little bit of a scary situation, though. As Ontario start to back off, we're going to see something interesting happening here in mid, as Coffee lurks over there on the right next to Rice and Garage. Potentially a scary position, but the rest of SNHU are breaking onto site right now. Cloudburst going through, dark cover going out into heaven. Going to be a lot of space for SNHU to work with here, but these smokes are coming down any second now. Good catch on that Haunt, not letting that get any vital information. Ontario are flying blind right now.
Yeah, we do see Coffee in mid right now, really trying to you know, get a lot of space as he starts to push up. He does not know that 2 of their members are actually right behind him. Might be able to catch him off guard again. That's exactly what happens. Flowery able to pick off a kill from them. We see Nightfall coming out. Retakes happening. They're all starting to enter in right now. Even with the Raze ultimate, is going to get that kill on C-Dubs, and Ty is going to literally fall to Scott's hands. And Ty, unfortunately, picking up 2, and Hilton as well, getting another one, really even the score here. Put him at a good spot. I didn't mean Ty was gonna fall to Scott's hand, but Scott fell to Ty's hands.
A
He
scrappy round
literally
right
fell.
there. A
Yeah.
scrappy round right there. As SNHU, I mean, surprisingly come out with the win in that round. That was it happened really, really fast, but just that quick double kill there was so big for SNHU right now. And look at how much of an upset this is right now. The last 3 rounds in a row, Ontario have defused the spike. SNHU finally able to punch back here.
Yeah.
Able to even things up. Back 9-9. Neither side has the lead anymore, but SNHU does have an economical lead. They've got a lot of money to work with here, and they've got some decent guns. Ontario maybe a little bit worse, but Rice starting to push up here. You see 2 down on both sides here. As Rice starts to push forward here. Ty's going to be able to find a 3rd kill. Only 1 player left for Ontario. It's just Scott Flyboy. A 1 versus 3. See Coffee on site right here. Not sure if he knows he's there, but as he peeks out, Coffee with the flick is going to be able to hit that 1 tap and take him out. SNHU once again have taken the lead 10-9 as we close in on the end of this game.
Interesting play there by Ontario Tech, really just running up all the way to A lobby, you know, not really taking a position to really hold back, but Scott Flyboy was kind of just like, nah, I don't know if I really want to do this, because, you know, really holding back, kind of get as much information as he can in case there was a different attack, but, you know, Ontario Tech was really able to predict where they were going to go, and I think they did a really good job at that.
Yeah, absolutely. For Ontario, that was a really big opening play for them, beating them on A side there, and they did actually go even in terms of kills for a little bit, but then SNHU, they just found a nice little 2-piece there, but Coffee takes a ton of damage through the wall right there, only has 10 health left and no way to heal that back up. Going to be a tough situation for him in the remainder of this game, probably going to take a little bit of a more passive role. But now they know that there is this op over here on C side here, and it looks like they're starting to move over. They want to play this.
Yeah, it looks like they're really just trying to get this operator out of the way. We do see a knife wall coming out from Hilton right now, and unfortunately not being able to get a lot of stuff happening at the same time. But Flowery able to get Coffee, Agron able to get Scott as well. Rice also able to pick up 3 or 2 kills here, but Ty is going to put a stop to him before he can hurt him again. But Ty does not have bomb here, and he does see a little bit of Sane here. They know where he is. They know he's in garage. And they are able to just hold him from this position. He has to push out with, you know, between these 2 angles here. It's either through long or garage. It's only one of the 2. And that's exactly, and that's really all he has to work with. Boombot as well coming out from Nurture. You know, he does have full HP and he does have his ultimate as well. That Pain Shells is going to force him out of there. And he is going to try and get that kill on Nurture. But Nurture is just going to hold his crosshair where the angle is. And he's just going to put him right back down. Now, again, on even scoreboards, you know, a 10-10. Getting a little bit scary here. You know, both teams don't want the other to win. You know, best case scenario, either one of them wins or we go into overtime.
How SNHU blue would it be if our very first map of the night went to overtime, right?
Yeah.
That is, these games are always so close that I would not be surprised at all if it goes right down to the wire. I mean, it practically already is 10-10. There's not a lot of wiggle room really left in this game to work with. So one side is really going to need to try and find a way to get the advantage here, and it's not going to be like that. Rice finding an opening pick there on Ty.
And Rice being able to TP right back out before any more damage can really happen to him. And he's going to go all the way up to A Heaven here. Maybe get this another kill on Agron. That's exactly what happens as he starts to TP away. Maybe SNHU should really maybe consider trying to rotate here. Or maybe get that, you know, that opening pick that they want to have. You know, maybe try to change up the play style. But Coffee really getting a little bit aggressive on B side here. Really trying to. They're really just trying to get a pick. You know, they want Ontario Tech to kind of push forward. You know, really trying to even the play, even it by player, because SNHU has three players right now and Ontario Tech has 5. It's not in the best favor of SNHU Blue right now, but Coffee coming out, he is gonna get Sane. That's exactly what SNHU wanted. You know, they wanted a player down. Maybe Ontario Tech is gonna rotate away from A side, really thinking that it could be a rotation from A. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do here, but Rice is still going to hold his position. He's not going to move anywhere. And, you know, sooner or later, that's exactly what happens. You know, they are committing to A side here. Coffee is able to get that kill on Rice as he starts to TP right over there, and all 3 of SNHU right now is going to be on site.
Yeah, that was such a big ultimate there from Coffee. Spending that one to get the kill onto Rice gave them so much room to work with. And now Ontario, they've got to play the retake here, and they don't have Rice to kind of break things open. We're going to see a trade come out right here. Flowery jumping down is going to die. Nurture finds Coffee, is able to find C-dubs as well. And Ontario are going to win out on this round. SNHU had such a chokehold on this site, but Ontario, Nurture especially, is just winning these fights.
Yeah, unfortunately for one of our players, their gun was not reloaded all the way, and Nurture really taking advantage of that and just killing off two or three. How many was it?
I think there was two there at the end, but he pushed in with the rest of his team, and Flowery is able to find a kill of his own. Really, really good team play there from Ontario.
Yeah, definitely. There was two Heaven, and they both kind of jumped in at the same time. You know, they were really trying their best to you're kind of pushing all together, and that's exactly what happened, and they were able to really benefit off of that.
Yeah, I think for both these teams right now, this is a good timeout right as we get close to the end of this game, of course. Not a lot of time left to use this timeout, so might as well get it out right now. But as we get closer and closer to the end of this game, got to be really, really weird, especially with that last round there, which really felt like SNHU had that in the bag. And then Nurture shows up, and he just wins his fights. In a situation where he probably shouldn't, you got to be quick on that timeout call, like, hey, don't get demoralized off that. Just keep playing the way that you have been, because SNHU have been looking really consistent so far in this game. I'll say Ontario, they are even with SNHU, but these rounds where they do win seem to be a lot more kind of come and go, you know? It doesn't necessarily matter the game state, right?
Yeah.
You see Ontario, they'll have pistols, and SNHU will have full rifles, and Ontario will win. And then you'll see a situation where Ontario have full rifles, and SNHU have pistols, and Ontario will lose. It seems to be very, very kind of inconsistent whether or not Ontario are really playing at that full efficiency on each round here, which is scary for SNHU, because you can't rely on just like, oh, they have been playing poorly these last two rounds, so they're kind of starting to slide down. For SNHU, you got to be kind of worried that they might just show up and start winning fights that are completely unexpected out of nowhere.
All right, we're seeing right now SNHU really starting to push up onto C right now. The Raze ultimate coming out as well, really trying to get a pick here, as most of them really pushing up. They want to get a pick, but Rice is just going to put him right back down again with his operator. Has been doing a really good job at that so far. Flowery as well pushing up because he is going to be concussed, and Agron is going to get that kill on him. Breach ultimate again also coming out from Ontario Tech as the flank happens. Nurture really satcheling in, is able to pick up two. Agron a kill on Rice. It is all down to Agron and Hilton. He starts to push out of the smoke, but Saint is not going to let him go anymore, and Scott is going to stop Agron before he can do any more damage to his teammates, and that is going to put Ontario Tech at match point here. SNHU Blue really has to start winning some rounds here if they really want to win this round. I mean, they are going to have this full amount of utility that they're going to buy, and another timeout coming out from Ontario Tech.
Get them both out of the way. Get them both out of the way.
You know, yeah.
For SNHU, right, this is, very end of the game. We see a timeout coming from Ontario, because at the moment they are at match point. It's 12-10. Still a fragile game state. You do not want SNHU to find these two rounds, which that can happen very quickly. They win one, they have the advantage going into the next one, and things suddenly start to snowball out of control. Only 2 rounds is not a lot of wiggle room left to work with, so Ontario need to find a way to clinch this out now. Fortunately, this time it also gives SNHU an opportunity to kind of strategize, figure out exactly what they need to do. 2 rounds left, only 2 rounds to make up. Seems like a lot, seems like a little. We'll see if they're really able to work with the amount of space they've been given here.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think the best way for Ontario Tech to win is to just give Rice the operator.
Sure. Actually,
yes. I think that's all they really need. Rice has been, absolutely amazing with that operator, and he's just been really able to put it to work. That's how they've been able to clutch most of these rounds, especially with the Raze ultimate as well coming out. Just being able to put a stop to that is just going to greatly benefit Ontario Tech.
We'll see SNHU now mostly stacking up on A side here. Both sides are going to have pretty even economy here. Like we said, Rice has his hands on the operator there. That's the win condition for Ontario. Right. Because they seem to be just finding a ton of really early picks. We're going to see Rice holding up here once again. Won't find an opening pick there. That's really big for SNHU. They've lost quite a few players off of that opening play in the last few rounds. So the fact that it didn't happen this time, Ontario, the same old tricks aren't working as SNHU start to push forward here. The Nightfall comes out from Hilton. He goes down, but Ty finds 2. Trades him out. Flowery left on the point. Takes down two of his own, but C-Dubs is going to take him down. It's now a 2-on-2 right down to the wire. Not a comfortable position to be in when your opponent is at match point, but SNHU, they've got the spike down. They sent out the Rolling Thunder. Coffee's got to worry about the death from above, and Nurture's going to find that kill. C-Dub's pushing up onto Saint. Is going to be able to take out that kill, but Nurture is diffusing right now, and he's got cover behind that box. C-Dubs is forced to drop down here. The showstopper is going to put an end to this first map. SNHU are taken out of Haven by Ontario, but we will see in just a little bit. We're going to Breeze, and that's an interesting map coming up.
I cannot wait to see Breeze. I mean, especially with the Viper walls coming out, maybe an actual use of our harbor here. You know, his literally his smoke.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here.
Okay, yeah, it's true.
We'll maybe a harbor. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
I want to see a harbor.
I want to see it really bad too. But it doesn't sound like a lot of players are confident that that'll happen. Maybe he's a little bit underpowered. Maybe people just haven't discovered him yet. Maybe someone will discover him next map. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll find out then with Breeze in just a few minutes. From getting that ace, now a 1 versus 2. Hilton hanging on spots. Flowery there up high. Oh, the dark cover coming out.
Pushing up, TPing away, really trying to reposition here. He is going to find that chamber as well.
A very fast push, but C-Dubs going to take down Rice, going to take down Nurture, going to take down Scott.
Oh my.
We'll see if Flowery's next up on the...
Literally falls to Scott's hands. And Type, picking up 2, and Hilton as well. Getting another one.
Rice starting to push up here. I see 2 down on both sides here. As Rice starts to push forward here. Ty's going to be able to find a 3rd kill from getting that ace. Now a 1 versus 2. Hilton hanging on spots. Flowery there up high. Oh, the dark cover coming out.
Pushing up, TPing away, really trying to reposition here. He is going to find that chamber as well.
A very fast push, but C-Dubs going to take down Rice, going to take down Nurture, going to take down Scott.
Oh my.
We'll see if Flowery's next up on the...
Literally falls to Scott's hands. And Type, picking up 2, and Hilton as well. Getting another one.
Hello and welcome back as we're going to go into our second map of the night, SNHU versus OTSU, going on to Breeze up next.
Yeah, a lot. Again, really hoping for that harbor pick there. I want to see some, some action.
I wouldn't
from
hold
there.
your breath. I wouldn't hold your breath.
Yeah.
It's debated how effective Harbor actually is, but maybe
You never
maybe
know,
we'll see.
Reality is often disappointing.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
that is true.
But again, hopefully to see that a lot of Viper plays that we see now. Viper is a pretty hardcore pick on this map. If you don't have Viper, what are you doing? You need Viper. What is the hand wave for?
Come
Man,
on,
we're
man.
live, bro.
Come on, man. So for Breeze,
Yeah.
right? That Viper is so big. What is going on right now? All right, we're back. We're in Breeze. We're coming into Breeze now. As you mentioned, that Viper is going to be so big for cutting off a lot of these big open sight lines.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Viper is one of those agents where she is able to just really set down her wall. And again, like you said, cut down a lot of open area, is going to be able to retake site and take site, again, very well. She's an overall pretty well agent, I'd say. Riot Games has done a good job balancing her at the same time, as not making her incredibly buff. And we're going to see a lot of usage out of that.
I mean, she's been stronger, she's been weaker, right? She's in, like you mentioned, a decent spot right now. She's kind of situational based on what map you're actually going to. Definitely not the sort of controller meta that we used to see back last year, but very, very different now. Still going to be very vital for actually closing off a lot of these points, and maybe actually, I mean, there's a lot of room for lineups here as well. So we could see those Viper Spites also come through and make these post-plant situations a lot more lethal. That's going to be something you're going to notice in this matchup from both sides, is that once that spike goes down, things are going to get a lot harder for the defending team.
Definitely. I mean, those lineups are they're pretty hard to counter, I'd say. Unless you can really stand on the bomb perfectly and try to deflect them off, there's going to be a pretty hard chance defending that bomb, as well as Viper's smoke orb can be able to decay you down at the same time. It's not the best place to be in while defusing.
Agron holding back here with the Headhunter, going to miss that first shot, but Rice going to be able to take down Hilton there. Ty takes down Nurture, but Rice picks up his second kill so far in this opening round. Scott's going to pick up one of his own. It's a 2 versus 4 now. In Ontario, they've got the spike down at the moment. Coffee only has a classic. He actually spent a lot of money on utility here, so he's not going to have a ton of range to really work with. And so it's going to be kind of down to C-Dubs to open up this site a lot of the way. And Coffee down. C-Dubs able to find a nice little one-tap there. Finds a second kill. He's still got 2 more to go and only 9 health to work with. We'll see if he's got a dream. We'll see if he's got that dog in him, and it doesn't look like he does, at least not right now, as Scott finds his 3rd kill of this first round. Ontario are going to be the ones to start off this game in a more positive light.
Like you said before, not spending a lot of money on weaponry here is going to be a little bit of a setback here on Breeze. I mean, it's one of those long range maps. You're going to need at least a Ghost or even a Sheriff, I'd say, to really get some damage. And you're not going to do too much with a Classic unless you're going to really play up close, try to get those little sneaky little kills. But I mean, unless you have anything other than that, you're going to be in a tough situation. That's exactly what happened with Coffee here. But right now, still really getting extremely close right now, getting up, really up in their area. Rice is able to take out 2 of them at that same time. That wall is going to block off most of mid here. Maybe able to get, something as they get another pick or something right now. The KO ultimate. It's done. It's done just like that.
It's a lot of bad things just happened right there, but a lot of good things for Ontario, who has just taken their 2nd round there. SNHU, normally you like to see a little bit on, kind of when you get to the 2nd round after the pistol round, if you lost the pistol round, you want to get some damage off there, but we do see some teams a lot of the time just rip the Band-Aid off. Get the eco rounds over with. When the eco rounds come, they come and just get them over with, get back to our actual game where we have actual guns to work with here. For SNHU, they will have some guns over Ontario here, who are going to be playing their bonus round. Really only have that bullpup to work with in terms of an actual rifle. So we'll see a little bit of a gun difference here between these 2 teams. But Ontario, they've shown to be a pretty scrappy team, especially in these eco situations.
Yeah, we're going to see most of Ontario Tech right now really start to push up towards mid right now as they're really onto site. That Viper Wall is going to cover a lot of backside here. Agrin is able to get 2 right now. Scott Flyby also getting 2 right back again and is now a 2v2. All down to Rice and Nurture here. Really able to win his fights. Nurture, as I was saying, but C-Dubs not going to let him win anymore. Now it's only down to Rice. He is going to have a pretty decent chunk of HP here. Just not, he's expecting someone from a CT, but he doesn't know that Hilton is actually in cave, maybe waiting for him to plan, trying to get a safe little area. But C-Dubs as well, really waiting for him to push up into a SNHU spawn and really trying to get something here. Really pushing up very slowly, and that's exactly what he does. I'm not sure if C-Dubs will really get the exact angle on where Rice is going to be walking towards, but I could be mistaken here as he really starts to push up. C-Dubs is going to be holding his angle really tight, and with that zoomed in one tap, that's exactly what he intended to happen. Whatever intended to happen happened. That is the first round.
Quick and clean, one shot, it's over, painless. Fortunately, Rice didn't feel anything there. It was over in an instant for him. It was peaceful almost. But for SNHU, they finally got this round back on the board as they win over Ontario's bonus round here. Both sides going to be able to kind of buy up here. Hilton is going to. All right, had some trouble putting some funds together for a gun. You see SNHU kind of breaking the bank, but definitely not dissimilar to Ontario, both sides. In a fragile economical position. This round's going to decide a lot in terms of momentum here. They got a glimpse of Coffee there. C-Dubs goes down, but he's not out as Coffee finds one, does get traded out. Hilton spraying through, takes down Nurture. These pings coming out from C-Dubs are still going to be able to find him, but they will go ahead and execute him there. Saint taking him out. Concentrated fire from the rest of the team. There'll be a KO that does not make it out of this one.
Hilton with only 90 HP now, really starting to drone in. Both Sovas right now really trying to get as much information as they can for their team. The bomb is going to be planted, is going to get some location where he is. Shock darts are coming out, really hoping to get a lot of damage out there. Unfortunately, not going to be a lot coming from SNHU shock darts. But the flash comes out, Ty is full blind. Hilton is able to pick up on that kill. Sky getting that kill on Ty here. A 2v2, we've seen this many times before in the past. Really one team or the other. Scott able to get that kill on Agrin. Also, maybe a flick on Flowery there. Hilton really putting his crosshair to work. Really going to try and kind of isolate a fight between these two. They don't want both of them to swing at the same time. But if he defuses here, he knows one is on site and the other isn't. He's going to try and do something here, but Sky's just going to catch him off guard while he's trying to look at both different angles, and that is going to be another round for Ontario Tech.
Really smart post-plant play there. They both knew not to challenge him. Just play Ring Around the Rosie for a little bit. That Viper will sit back in cover, force them to actually commit towards one, and neither one is really a good option. They're just wasting a lot of time and burning down the clock. Very nicely played from Ontario. Going to stabilize things a little bit here, force SNHU to kind of start saving up a little bit as they are stuck with their sidearms here. Ontario still in a rough situation at the moment, but they will have Rice, who at the moment has a classic. We'll upgrade to that Tour de Force and actually get some firepower for the team here. Hilton going to be holding down Halls with just the Sheriff, and it's not going to be enough to stop this assault from Ontario as they begin to push.
Yeah, we've seen many times before with Rice that Tour de Force is going to be really strong for him. But as they really start to push out towards Tube here, Saint and Scott is able to pick up 2 kills of SNHU Blue, and that is going to give him full map control. All of SNHU's remaining members is going to be on the flank here. Ontario Tech only really has to hold an angle, and that's exactly what happens. Rice is able to get that operator kill that he was looking for, and Flowery as well holding his back as he starts to push up, and just really... Again, one of those eco rounds, really trying to just get the round over with, like you said before. But another great round, really, for Ontario Tech. They're in a good position right now in terms of economy. I mean, Scott really having around 5,000 credits. That's a good place, I wouldn't say it's the worst either. You can always go up, but Ontario Tech does seem to have the momentum right now. They won the last 2 rounds. If they win this third, it could put Snoo back in a really bad spot.
This is all money in the bank right now for Ontario as they continue to play forward here. Time will go down as Scott finds that opening kill. SNHU did pop a Tour de Force here, so they are looking to play a little bit more defensive in the mid where Agrin is currently stationed. Could potentially run into Rice in a second, but SNHU are pushing out of A. They've pretty much established that it's not going to be an A take, and they are just pushing Ontario into a corner right now as they start to wrap around them. The entirety of the Royals are stuck together in one hallway as they start to actually push in. The null command coming out, going to silence Coffee. He will be able to take down Scott before he's able to find it too much more, but likely going to be able to get him rezzed back up. Coffee Agrin back out. Hilton's going to take down Rice, trade that one back, but Ontario are still 4 strong. Hilton's going to pop the Hunter's Fury, try and scout out some information here. Only finds 2 shots and not going to be able to get too much more than that. Scott in an interesting situation right here, playing around this corner, catches him, reloading out of ammo. Hilton still in the fight, but C-Dubs is down. It's just him left. 6 bullets, 2 enemies. Going to be able to swap his Vandal for a new one here, but Nurture could potentially peek him in just a second, and he's going to get the timing right there. We saw the recon dart go out at the same time that the jet actually pushed, forced him to pick between two different stimulus at the same time. Just short-circuited him a little bit there, and that's going to be another round from Ontario. We're now 5-1, taking a pretty commanding lead so far in this half.
Yeah, so far Ontario Tech has really been able to get these bomb plants down, and that's gonna be it's been really good in their favor. You know, they kind of just stall bomb as best as they can, and when it's down to 1 or 2 people, they just hide. They don't even try to challenge anything, or they do what they did before. You know, get that recon and peek at that same time. Getting those timings out at the same time can really confuse the defender or who's really trying to attack. And I think they're doing a great job at holding that bomb and being able to secure those rounds.
Something you see is a lot, especially in this map where you've got so many open sight lines, is there's a lot of ways that you can force players to be in bad positions.
Right.
You can very much kind of corral the enemy into a weird spot there. And even though Ontario, they were all kind of grouped up there, they were in a really good spot. Being an actual defender on B site there is so tough, especially when Ontario is starting to push in. There's not a lot of great angles for you to actually work with. And as a result, Ontario were in a great spot where they kind of just split up and splintered SNHU, which made it kind of hard for them to actually establish those aggressive positions once again.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you said before, I mean, Ontario Tech really doing a great job at really just kind of keeping up the pace. Really, I'd say these last 3 rounds they have been winning by elimination, and even at the same time, you know, those bomb defuses as well, doing overall a really good job. And the Viper walls as well, I will say, have been extremely well, you know, been able to cut a lot of sight.
Oh.
But as I say that, the Recon Bull is going to come out. Hilton and C-Dubs are both going to get a pick here, but that Viper ult is going to come down, really going to block a lot of sight here. C-Dubs really walking in, is going to get that kill on Scott Flyboy as he starts to really, as he starts to get out his flash there. It's all going to be down to Flowery. He's going to try and peek out, maybe try and get a kill, but he is out of his... He is out of the pit right now, and Coffee notices that. He's just going to swing that corner, and it's going to be another round for SNHU, you know, really stopping Ontario before they can put any more work.
That's their 2nd round so far in this game, and with only 5 rounds left in this half, they're going to have to really pick up the pace here. They're going to have to kind of start to dominate this half a little bit more than they have been so far, because Ontario pretty close to securing that even half. For SNHU, they really got to put in a lot of work here. And this is a map that, like we've talked about before, SNHU have not played on stream too often. You know, definitely one that they're familiar with. Breeze has been out for a while. Everyone kind of knows a little bit about it. Everyone kind of hates it a little bit, but
yeah,
you know, at least you know it, right? But for SNHU, they might just not be quite as hot on this map as maybe Ontario are, because they seem to be playing really, really well in this first half. And like we mentioned, they've gotten a lot of bomb plants so far. That Viper is going to make those post-plant situations even better for the attackers. Roll command coming out.
Yeah, C-Dub's coming out with his ultimate right now. Most of the team really pushing out of A-side here, trying to get bombed down. Like you said before, these post plants are going to be a really good spot for SNHU, but he's going to flash right past that jet. Nurture really going to put him a stop right behind him. Hilton as well trying to spray through the smoke, really trying to get a pick of Nurture here. They know where they is though, because he is able to spray it out right away. SNHU Blue really trying to push up here, trying to get this retake here. Agrin is going to shut down Nurture and Rice. Is going to be big for SNHU. We do see, however, Ontario's Viper playing lineups right now. Or I'm pretty sure anyways. Really going to try and you know, really stall at the bomb, like we said before, but he does not have his smoke on the bomb. You know, he's not going to take down as much as he can, but it doesn't matter. Flower's just going to wallbang both of them as they're trying to defuse, both trying to challenge that area right from Cave. And Flowery just really executing that well, really able to keep that Vandal there. And we can see right now the economy of Ontario Tech is in that little kind of that little, you know, the little middle part that we've said before. I mean, you know, they can buy Vandals, but at the same time, if they lose a round, they're not going to be able to buy for everybody.
It's starting to crash right
Yeah.
now. And for SNHU, that last round was heartbreaking. It looked like such a good situation for them. They had the spike at half. The lineup seemed like they weren't working, but Flowery, just a god. Just hit the shots. Hit the shots he needed to hit and won the round for his team. Secured that even half that we talked about. SNHU now have to win 4 straight rounds in a row if they want to stay even by the end of this half. And Hilton is already getting started, but Flowery's going to trade him right back out. Just trading right back and forth on both of these teams. It's a 3 versus 2 now as Scott's going to secure a kill on Coffee, but Ty trades it right back. Now 2 versus 1. Ontario, last man standing at the moment. Saint pushes forward, finds a 1, looks to find another, but Ty is quicker on the draw, quicker to line that one up, and SNHU are going to start to climb their way back up 3-6, 3 rounds to go in the half.
No, yeah, Ty really, really getting that kill there. I mean, we've seen that 2v1 situation before. Flowery again coming out, being able to get that kill, you know, with their Sova. Saint really getting that 1 kill can put Ty in a little bit of a sticky situation there, but he was able to get that kill, and that put SNHU in a great spot because now they have this little mountain or a little snowball that's gonna come, you know, crashing down onto Ontario Tech. You know, they can't full buy all the way. They're only stuck with Sidons and a Spectre. You know, it's not going to do a lot of damage from far away, but right now they are going to start pushing up into halls. The smoke coming out from SNHU Blue as well. All of them actually are just gonna go into halls and trying to hope for the best.
Codburst goes out. C-Dubs knows what's going on. The knife going to go out, try and silence people, but Nurture's already up in the air. Rice finds a kill of his own. That's 2 down for SNHU, and Hilton just has so many people running on. That's 3 down for SNHU. Ontario, they are on point right now. They've got 4 left as Nurture finally goes down, but Coffee getting zoned out by that Viper's Bite. Means Ontario going to be able to get this spike down. A little bit of damage tagged there onto Scott as Coffee finds a small sightline. They're pushing up once again. Is able to take down Flowery. 17 health left as he continues to push forward. Agron is able to take down Rice. Saint takes down Coffee. It's a 1 versus 2. Agron still holding strong. Scott's pretty low at the moment, but Saint full health, full steam ahead. See Ontario. They've got the spike down. Looks like Agron was spotted here. He's starting to push up on Scott, and he's just starting to run. We've seen this before, just ring around the rosy. Scott so good at just rotating around objects away from SNHU, and Ontario going to be able to find that 7th round to secure a positive half. Get into the final 2 rounds here. SNHU, they really need to try and just cut their losses as much as they can and clinch out this half.
Yeah, I stand corrected there. You know, I was saying how there was gonna be this big snowball going down on Ontario Tech. Nurture just proved me wrong, coming out with that ultimate, able to get 3 of SNHU, coming out at a different play. You know, rushing towards all on halls. You know, a different approach to taking side there, but really trying to get a lot of eliminations as possible, and that's exactly what they do. You know, Ontario Tech pushing in all at once has kind of been their specialty throughout these games so far, and right now they are all grouped up around B side here, you know, really trying to get, you know, a lot of space, push up all at the same time, and absolutely rush SNHU as fast as possible. Agron sees that, and he is going to back off here, you know, wait for his team, try to play a retake, you know, trying to, you know, play retake and wait for his team.
The suppression comes through at just the right time to put his gun away as soon as that sight line opens. C-Dubs going to take down Flowery, but Agron goes down as Rice starts to pick up the pace a little bit. Ty starting to move in, only has that classic to work with. C-Dubs trying to get his 6-shooter at range, but 2 of his teammates are going to fall while he tries to line up the shot, and Scott's going to be able to finish off 1 of his own. Hilton's able to get 1 with Ontario. They lose 2 in that round, but now it's 8-3. It's getting closer and closer to that dreaded 9-3 scoreline. That's, for Ontario, I mean, the best half they can get right now, but still a scary position here. SNHU, I mean, they've secured at least a second half that isn't unwinnable. Right. It's going to be a tough climb up, right? The 9-3 is rough, but ideally, you know, 9-3, you win the pistol round, you should have kind of enough steam to bring things to overtime here. So we'll see if SNHU are able to maybe find a little bit more value as we get in the final round of the half.
Yeah, I mean, who knows here? You know, SNHU could really turn it around as they start to go on the offense here. But Agron is going to come out with this chamber ultimate right away. But is he going to peek this angle? I'm not sure. It could be extremely beneficial to him. As he really starts to push up here. Most of Ontario trying to get a pick here, and Hilton is able to get a pick on Scott Flyboy, but he is going to take C-Dubs with him as St. Falls, and Coffee pushing up through this wall is going to get Nurture before she can do anything more. Viper's pit coming down as well, and Ontario Tech is going to be rotating here. You know, they really kind of try and trick SNHU as best as possible, and I think they're doing that beautifully right now. As bomb doesn't get planted, and Rice just runs out of there like out of nowhere. Ty's gonna put him right back down, but I think at this point they should know that they are gonna be towards B site. Agron is gonna get this pick on Sane as he's right through Arch's area. He's not gonna see Flowery right away, but at the last minute he's gonna try and do something. But unfortunately, nothing happens to him. He's only stuck with a Vandal now. Yeah, Vandal. I said that on purpose.
You foretold it. You saw it coming up.
Only gonna be stuck with a Vandal. He's gonna have full HP and only one Viper's Snake Bite if he wants to try and play lineups here. He's gonna try and get that kill on Hilton. That's exactly what it does. Really hitting his shots here. But oh my god! Also hitting Coffee at the same time. He's only gonna be at 30 HP. It is all down to Ty. He has 150 HP left. He is in a relatively good spot right now. He does have most of his ability, but he does not have his key ability. And that's gonna be his dash. That's gonna be the main thing that gets him out of the fight right now. He is gonna look for him as much as he can. The smoke comes up. He's gonna try and do whatever he really can to get him out right now. Gonna start to defuse. The Snake Bite is coming down. Doesn't land on bomb directly, but as he starts to come out, Ty is able to get that kill on him, and I think he does. Let's get the G fuse here.
It's gonna be right down to the wire. I think he's got it.
He's got it.
0.36 seconds left on the defuse. Is able to secure a 4-8 half. Not a terrible scoreline. Definitely a lot better than what it could have been. But for Ontario here, things are going to be a little bit tougher for them. SNHU's got a little bit more wiggle room to work with in this half, especially if they get started off on this pistol round. If they take the pistol round, that's a really good-looking half for SNHU. And for Ontario, they want to try and shut this down as quick as possible. They take this pistol round, that's 2 rounds that they get closer to match point, and there's not a lot of room left for them to go. But SNHU, until they got that fight in them.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. This pistol round is going to be one of the most important rounds for SNHU if they really want to start to win this map here. I mean, as soon as they win one, supposedly, or whether it's supposed to happen, they're supposed to win the one right after. So right away, that's like an easy 2 rounds, making that 6-8 and giving them, a pretty closer, match score and really trying to get as close as possible to that, 12 and 13 mark. But Pop Flash coming out from KO right now. Ontario Tech is going to be pushing out a lot. Actually, Coffee as well, trying to get something on Sane here. He does see a little bit of him. They are going to start jiggle peeking towards each other. But he's also going to be a 1v2 Nurture. Getting a pick on Hilton here. We start everybody's kind of playing, passive aggressive. They're not rushing, but everybody's kind of playing it slow. Want to get a pick here. Agron trying to get a kill, but unfortunately misses his shot, and it's going to TP away before anything else can happen to him. And right now, it seems that most of SNHU Blue is going to start and rotate towards B-side right now. Ty getting into a little bit of his gunplay right now against Nurture. Really able to connect those headshots, and that's going to be a great place for Ty. But unfortunately, Scott just going to turn the corner and is just going to peek him right back out. Full blind. Coffee just stands there just waiting for something to happen to him. Agron is going to get that kill on Flowery. Oh, that was Flowery. My bad. Let's they start to come out here. They're in a good spot. The wall is up, and Ontario Tech has to work around that.
3 left here as they start to push onto site. Agron holding around here, is trying to get some info, but they hear him stepping. He's not going to be quick enough on the flick, and Rice finds one. Saint finds another. Coffee. He's able to take down Scott, trying to fight at a range, but can't outrange the Ghost. It's going to be Ontario that take the pistol round here. Get started off with a great beginning to this half. Going to be 9-4 as we go in here, and for Ontario, that is exactly what they wanted, right? They're likely going to win the next round after this, and that's going to bring them 10-4 if they win. That is a smaller if than I'm emphasizing right now. They're likely to win it, but for SNHU, it'll be a huge upset if they're able to take it.
Yeah, I mean, SNHU right now really has to play the best of as they can. If they are able to buy like Sheriff, it looks like Sheriff's is gonna be the move right now, and that's gonna be great because Sheriff's you can hit from extremely far away. We are gonna see maybe a Stinger buy as well come out from Agron here. Really just trying to get a lot of damage done. I think that's exactly what their motive is. They want to get as much damage done to get them as weak as possible. Try to play for picks. Maybe try and do something a little bit different. Try to mess up their key. What they're normally used to, but Ontario Tech also playing a little bit different, really heading up toward, really pushing up towards halls right now, trying to get someone that's there. That's something that Hilton has to worry about, and as some fights happen right now, none of the shots are connecting right away, but Rice is still going to be able to put him down. I mean, their Jet had a Bulldog, but that Ghost still wins overall. And this wall actually by Ontario actually kind of helped SNHU really get onto site here. Is going to get him that free plant. and a free side as well. I mean, there's no one there. You know, they all kind of hinted towards A side right now, but that one tap, not one tap, but that little headshot coming out from Coffee here is going to do a lot of damage, and that's exactly what they wanted. You know, they want them to be a little bit more back, but Ontario Tech, again, also being very grouped up right now. We do see their chamber coming up from flank right now. Rice really going to try and get someone that's kind of on, you know, on the back right now as Ontario Tech really start to push out.
See Agrin stuck in this back corner right here as Ontario's going to push up through main. Agrin's not going to be able to find that kill, but he will get pretty close. But that's 4 quick kills in succession for Ontario. Going to bring things 10-4 as we close in. Like we were talking about, getting closer and closer to match point. SNHU, that wiggle room I mentioned is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. But for Ontario here, getting pretty close to kind of closing this out. SNHU, they're going to have to save on this round as well, and that's another kind of projected win. SNHU forced up in the last round too, a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it does not look very, very favorable on for SNHU right now. You know, they are going to try and maybe get this hero event. We did see a Spectre come up a little bit, but it looks like it might be just an overall save. You know, I think the best thing to do is maybe have enough for next round, really try and stop anything, but at that same time, if you lose that next round bye, that's just going to be an automatic win for Ontario Royale. But the knife coming out, C-Dubs is going to get a good information on where most of Ontario Tech's team is right now. Hilton and SNHU's Jet right now. They're trying to push up, trying to get something, but Nurture is just going to have them walk straight into the gun where they are and just get 2 of them right away. As well with that operator coming out, Rice is just going to TP away. We have seen Rice before with that operator doing an extremely well job, but at the same time, he is on incredibly low HP. As well as their Jet, actually. You know, one could almost say it's 3v2 right now. Agrin able to get that kill on Nurture, but Rice getting that kill on C-Dubs at the same time is going to get that kill on Rice here, but Saint's gonna put, you know, again, put him right back down. It's now 4-11. You know, SNHU can either really try and win this round. That's all they can really do. They have to kind of force up here, and if they don't win this round, that's already kind of like a GG. Unless they can pull something with the sidearms that they have. There's not a high chance for them to really win this game here.
This is the point where you need to see SNHU play perfect for the rest of this game. You know, they cannot afford, even if they win this round, if any of them die, it's going to be a tough situation for them, right? Every single little bit of economical damage is going to add up so much, because even if they take the next 4 rounds, right?
Yeah.
If they have to eco 1 round because they've taken slight damage to their economy over these rounds, it's going to really, really affect them. And for Ontario, they've really bought themselves into a pretty good position right here. SNHU were able to find a nice opening pick, though, as they push up onto A, pushing through the smoke. That op shot going wide. Nurture able to take down Hilton right there as he pushes up onto Rice. Will be able to take down that op. He is no longer in play, but Nurture and Flowery are able to just close things up here with SNHU. Now 12-4. Ontario are going to be at match point. And last round, I know I said SNHU has to play perfect, but now is the actual last minute for them to play perfect. But it's going to be so tough for them right now. Looking at their economy in particular, it's going to be really rough for them in this next round. I think they might just barely have enough to actually buy with the loss bonus, but it's not, they're going to be right on the line.
Yeah.
They're going to be right on the line of actually being able to kind of buy here. So this is going to be tough. They don't have Tour de Force. They're 1 point away from it. So if you're able to get an old orb, then you could maybe talk about actually pulling that one out here. We'll see Agrin pull out that Guardian. Ontario, meanwhile, they've got full guns. They've got an op to work with. They've got a Bladestorm if they need it. You know, they're coming up on some good ultimates as well. SNHU, similar case for them. So if they're able to find some kills here, maybe they can actually find some more resources to work with. But it's going to be an uphill fight. We're going to have to play really scrappy here, and Nurture is going to find an opening pick there onto Coffee.
That's the only ultimate that SNHU really had to turn things around. You know, that Viper's Pit is everything. They really needed that to you know, to really secure around there. But it's the little jiggle peek there. Rice is not going to fire off right away, but C-Dubs is going to get this kill on Flowery. Going to try and even the player said here, you know, really try and even the playing fields. And as I say that, both teams again trade out once more. It's a 3v3. C-Dubs is on very low HP. Nurture is going to get this kill on Ty, however. And as this final countdown approaches, you know, really starting to push up Agrin, able to get 2 of them. And this is a great, SNHU right now is going to be in a great spot. You know, they cannot afford any mistakes right now. C-Dubs already on extremely low HP, could be in a very bad spot for SNHU. They know that or they don't know actually, one of them is flanking them right now. Both of them have ultimates, but they do know of the chamber trip. That chamber trip is going to give them a bunch of information. And right now, the pop flash comes out. He's going to try and get as many sprays as possible. They are playing very slow. They have to play together. They have to play off each other. Surely they must hear the footsteps right now of him running around. They're going to play Ring Around and Rosie. Like you said before, 8 bullets left from Asian Man Rice. Really going to try and do something here. And C-Dubs just wraps around the corner, and that is going to be another round for SNHU Blue. You know, it might not be the end. It might not be the end.
They're still in this. They're
still in this fight.
But look at this. This is what I was talking about, right? You look at their economy right now. 3 players on SNHU died last round, right?
Yeah.
And so you see that even though they won that round, they broke their loss streak, so they're not getting money from that, as well as having 3 players die means they have to buy up new loadouts again. Really, really tough economical position for them here. We see Ontario are also in a similar spot right now. You know, they're not going to have that win bonus. They're not going to have a loss bonus if they do lose this round. So if SNHU can take this, then Ontario are going to be in a position where they have to eco. That could be another round for SNHU, but it's going to be a very tough situation, a very punishing situation for both sides here. As Nurture pushes up, C-Dub's going to be able to take down that aggressive play. Now flashes along the wall, knows he has to push through it here. Saint's going to pick up that kill on Agron right around the corner. Getting ready to push forward here, not going to use his dash, going to let it time out as they start pushing around him. Ontario just getting secured on A site here, just establishing some mid-presence at the moment. We're going to see the Viper's Pit come out on A side from SNHU. C-Dubs still lurking around B side, though. Content right here. Ty's going to come right on the corner as soon as he sees that barrel come out, and he's not going to be able to get the kill onto that Sova. Not going to be able to stop that ultimate. He gets taken out from behind. Saint still alive, but C-Dubs is right on his tail. It's a 3 versus 2 right now. Ontario do not have the advantage. C-Dubs able to pick up that kill on the Saint, trying to find one on the flower, but Hilton's going to be able to finish it off, and SNHU catch another round there, 6-12. One still climbing their way back up. Their hands might be bloodied, they might be bruised, but they are still pulling themselves up. They've got 6 more rounds of this pain to go through, but it's going to be a very, very tough game for them to just tough on out Ontario. Meanwhile, they have to eco. So this is going to be a nice little comfortable round, but still plenty of time left for Ontario's economy to rear its head back up.
Yeah, I mean, so far every single round has just been trading out back and forth, and that's exactly what they have to do. You know, they pretty much have to have someone to really double peek with them really close. Agron getting extremely aggressive though, putting the and ignoring all my words that I was saying right now, getting really close, but. Ontario Tech's KO is also really gonna pass his eyes right now. Maybe the drone too. We have no idea. Hilton in a little bit of a different area. Agron really putting this door to force to work right now. Hilton is gonna try and push up, maybe do something that they're not expected to, but they're both gonna peek at a different angle at a different time.
No!
Oh my god!
They're back to back.
They are back to back.
They just passed each other.
Oh my god!
And he turns around and he gets the kill. He's able to kill him, but not before he takes down C-Dubs. It's a win for SNHU.
It's a win. That's all that matters.
That's a W. That's a W. We'll just forget that happened.
That back-to-back was something else. I mean, he was able to just turn around right away, still able to get that kill. But again, in a very scary situation, either of them could have turned around and be like, "Nah, they're not. This is not it." And that could have changed the pace of the round. I
better see that clip on Twitter. I better see that clip on Twitter. That was a good clip. SNHU still holding their own. Like I mentioned, that was an eco round last time, so they were kind of skewed to win that one here. 7-12, a lot of ground to make up. And Ontario are going to have the firepower to back it up this time. Null command coming out from C-Dubs as he starts to push up here. 2 players on this site will be able to take down these 2. Scott is down, but not out. Will get executed, though, by the remainder of SNHU on site. Spike is down. Agron trying to hold mid, but Rice is still looking pretty healthy. It's a 4 versus 2. Ontario at the disadvantage. They're starting to push in.
And we do see Coffee right now starting to flank them. Coffee again, and Coffee and C-Dubs both coming out with these flanks is going to be really good for the team here. It is all down to Flowery as they start really to get anything. Coffee again with that flank, able to get that round. SNHU is still in this. They do not seem like they're going to stop anytime soon. Their economy right now absolutely blasting, literally stealing from Ontario Tech right now, and we do see a timeout coming out. Really time to kind of take a step back. Ontario Tech have been losing the last 3 rounds, I think or four rounds.
Yeah.
For the last
Yes.
4 rounds they've been losing, and they only need 1 more to win. You know what I mean? So it's a timeout is definitely needed here. I'd say from
I
them.
always get a little bit upset when teams hold on to their timeouts for too long. We see so many times here on stream where teams will hold on to that timeout that they get per half. They'll hold on to it like the final 2 rounds of the half, and it's like, just call it earlier. When the game actually starts to kind of slip away from you, like Ontario right now, SNHU just took, I think it's 4 rounds in a row so far. Really great situation for SNHU. For Ontario, you need a second. You've got to just take the second, recognize that this problem is happening while it's happening. Well, it's not too late to solve it and just say, hey, focus up. We need to win 1 round, right?
Yeah,
1 round.
Literally 1 round. It does not matter.
They're just looking to clinch it out. It doesn't have to be a clean round. Just has to be a W. Right? And for SNHU, in the situation that they're in right now, very much, it's going to be a tough road ahead. But they're hanging on.
We saw that little glimpse there of everybody having a family dinner. They're really watching this game pull out. But as you said before, they only need this one round, and it looks like they're all just gonna go Stinger here. Maybe try and rush down somewhere or trying to push somewhere as much as they can. You know, we've seen them before, kind of push towards push towards Hall, you know, all at the same time. But it doesn't look like that's the case here. They're all gonna bank that they're gonna go A right now. SNHU also leaving the bomb back in spawn. You know, they're kind of playing for picks, getting a little bit aggro here. Nurture is gonna get a kill and get a kill on Ty and Coffee here. Not the greatest spot for SNHU, but Agron is gonna put it right before he can do anything more. As he starts to come out, Saint is just gonna spray Hilton down. It is a 2v4. Agron with an operator, it is good for him, but he's gonna get out of there before anything more can happen to him. Really, he's gonna try and pick this again. Really gonna try and get an extra peek from him. Really gonna try to, get someone that are pushing up. And I think Ontario Tech did that too many times before in the past. And I think right now they're just gonna hold their spot. They're gonna wait for SNHU to really push up. And I think that's the exact right move because again, they are on defense. You know, they have to hold back. That's kind of their whole entire gameplay, their game plan. It's exactly what they have to do. If they do go to B side, they do have that Viper there that is gonna be able to tell them right away if someone is planning there. But right now they do have this cross right here. Agron is gonna get this kill on Saint. That's gonna be huge. Unfortunately, he's gonna walk back. The trigger discipline coming up from Scott, gonna kill off C-Dubs and Agron at the same time, and that is gonna be a round for Ontario Tech there.
That trigger discipline potentially winning Ontario that set right there. Really nicely played. I like how they clinched out that game. You know, they called the timeout. They said, hey, just buy SMGs, hold close corners, and they won't expect it because we haven't done it all game. Changing up your strategy like that, might seem a little cheesy, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but a win is a win.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly, especially your match point for so long. Just do what works, right? Catch them off guard. They've got plenty of time to do that. They did that, and it worked great for them. A really great breeze coming out for them. They could definitely tell they had a pretty good understanding of the map, understanding how to play it.
Yeah.
A lot of creative plays around there. A lot of people don't like Breeze, like we said. I mentioned it a ton of times because also Valorant players can't stop talking about how much they hate Breeze.
That's true.
But just kind of having a good Breeze is very much an interesting skill set to have on your team, and it really opens up your team to kind of play maps in a different way than a lot of other ones. It's very, very much a signature kind of trait that's really, really cool to see. But that's going to be all for us tonight. SNHU, unfortunately, in the bow out of this one as Ontario take the W here. A quick little 2-0 set. We got to see Breeze. That's all I'm happy about.
I wanted to see Harbor.
I wanted to see Harbor, but we got to see Breeze. We
Yeah.
haven't seen Breeze yet so far, so fortunately got to see something new. But
yeah, something different.
like I mentioned, that is all for us tonight. If you want more, you can check out our Twitter /SNHU Esports. Find all sorts of clips, match updates, as well as anything going on in or around the arena, events, everything like that is all there, as well as on our Discord, which is /SNHU Esports. You'll be able to find all the information on there about Granite State Grind, which is coming up this upcoming weekend. Signups are open right now. They'll, of course, as always, be open at the door. So if you don't sign up online, don't worry. You can just show up at the door and pay there. But find out all the information about that on our Twitter. If you were there last time, we hope to see you there again. If you weren't there, come on down. It's a ton of fun, and it'll be a lot of fun this month as well. But yeah, that's all for us tonight. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow night with Smash Bros. Crew Battles. Until then, have a good night. From getting that ace, now a 1 versus 2. Hilton hanging on spots. Flowery there up high. The dark cover coming out.